Hi students, and welcome to week 2 in Lifespan Growth and Development. Thank you for all your hard work last week. I am so excited to get this class on the way and going based upon just your interest in the topics that you shared with me in your student information questionnaire. So this week we'll move on to chapter 2. So last week with chapter 1, it really was just recapping some things you should have learned in general psychology, looking at theories, listing out the history of psychology, the major schools of thought, nature versus nurture. So a lot of recap. This week we will actually start with the process of lifespan. So week 2 will take us from conception to birth. So there's a lot of interesting topics, things that maybe you've always wondered about, but wasn't really sure how the science worked on that. So I think you'll really enjoy this chapter. So this week, if you're looking here in our week 2 module, you will, of course, here's the PowerPoint. There's a couple different PowerPoints here. I'll probably leave. Well, actually, you're seeing them because it's in my view. You will only see one on your view. I should have put it in student view. Sorry about that. But you can see sometimes I publish things, sometimes I don't publish them. I change things up every semester. So you'll have the lecture slides right here. You will have your quiz. I've also posted a video in here that doesn't have an assignment link to it, but hopefully it just, if you want some more information, you have that here. And then you'll also have your video on the brain development specifically. So as we look at brain development during, of course, the in utero phase, there's a lot of interesting questions that come up. So if you want some more information on that, there's this video here. So, and then the flashcards. So again, some supplementary material in here, but you have 2 assignments that are due. So quiz number 2 and then journal number 1. I'm going to click on the journal here so that it takes you in and you can, I can describe this. You will have, I believe I've given you 4 journals throughout the semester. So they're all building on this idea of understanding lifespan better and having a chance to reflect on your own lifespan. So of course they'll need to be typed and double spaced, about 250 words. Guys, I'm not gonna, count your words, but it should be at least a page, double spaced, 12-point standard font, about at least a page. It can be as long as you want it to be. I'll never put a maximum on you. The reason I give a minimum is because I have, after giving these assignments for so long, I have a good idea of how long the minimum would be based upon needing to answer all the questions in the journals fully. So that's why I give you the minimum there, but you can write as much as you want to. So journals are not viewable by the rest of the class. I'm the only one that can see your journals. So feel free, like you're not trying to put on, a show for the rest of your class, like discussion questions are public. This is not. So really, journaling is all about having a time of reflection, really focusing on that metacognition that we talk about in psychology. So what you're going to do is type your answers to these questions right here. Who is your personal hero and why? What has been the most difficult period of life so far, and why have you found it to be the most difficult? What is one aspect of aging that you look forward to, and one aspect of aging that you dread? So fully explain why you're looking forward to that and why you're dreading. So again, this makes you think about your lifespan up to this point. The reason I ask about your personal hero and why is because usually that is our standard to what we're comparing our lives to or thinking about our lives to. So that just kind of puts it in a frame of reference as you think about the rest of these questions. So journals, do not worry about APA, citations. You shouldn't have any. This is about you. There's no research. Journaling is about reflection, as I've said several times already. It's not being about writing perfectly. I mean, you want it to be college level. You're a college level student. I would much rather see you being a critical thinker and a reflective thinker than format being perfect. So that's why I'm not asking for a particular format, other than it just needs, because we're remote, it needs to be typed, right? But when we were in class together, handwritten things would be turned in. So I just like to clarify there. And, more or less about at least a page, as long as you want it to be. So again, just answer these questions. Your grade is based upon fully answering each question. So I'm not judging or grading based upon the answers that you give, but simply how thoughtfully you're answering these questions here. There is a rubric right here, so you can kind of come down and look at some of this. But honestly, on this, I might even take that rubric off, because I don't want you to get so hung up on trying to do this perfect, because with journaling, there's not a perfect format, if that makes sense. Just simply sit, think, and answer these questions. So hopefully that kind of gives you in your mind what I'm looking for. I'm not going to provide an example on this assignment simply because I have promised students that I would not share journals because they can be personal. Not that I'm asking you to get down and disclose something you're not comfortable disclosing to me, but I take confidentiality very seriously. And so when I tell students, which I'm telling you now, I do not share any journal information with anybody else. So again, I think you're fine without an example here, simply because it really is just as easy peasy as answering these questions thoughtfully. So that is what we have for this week. So enjoy chapter 2. Enjoy reading all about conception through birth. It moves pretty fast in this chapter. Sometimes we take a lot longer, obviously, for the stage. And if you go on to take upper level psych courses, you'll dive even deeper there. And then the journal, and then, of course, your quiz number 2. Check out the supplemental videos if you'd like to. And I just want to remind you that when you go, sorry, my dogs are fighting over here in the background, that when you are on the home page, that if you click on your Macmillan Higher Education link, that takes you into Launchpad. Launchpad is where your textbook lives, but there are also supplemental assignments out here that I'm giving to you. They're not for a grade. What you need to turn in for a grade, I'm putting in the Canvas module so it doesn't confuse you. But remember that there are, if you want a little extra practice, if you want to review, I put for chapter 1, you may have seen a practice quiz out there. So if you want to take advantage of those, they are there for you. Again, not required for a grade. Everything you need for a grade is in the week module. And also, I want to just remind you, you get 2 attempts on your quizzes. So, don't be reluctant or hesitant to use those 2 attempts to improve your grade if you want to. And I think it's always a good thing. You try it out once, and that tells you maybe what you need to go back and read and so forth. So you can almost use that as a practice quiz if that's a format that you like to use. So, I am looking forward to another great week with you. Please reach out if you have any questions whatsoever. I said this as I was giving you feedback on your questionnaires, but just because we are an internet course and we're online, I'm here. I'm on the other side of this screen, and I'm happy to help you if you need it. So have a great week, everybody.